please. Volume. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhariya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhariya Yasodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Ahari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatarosha Shamadis Divine Grace Shila Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder BBT Founder Shila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindi Ki Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Ki Bhaktivedanta Purports Ki Shripad Madhavendra Puri Ki Atai Go Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Today marks the anniversary disappearance of Srila Madhavendra Puri, who appears to be the Param Guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, whose spiritual master Srila Ishvara Puri was one of the principal disciples of Sripad Madhavendra Puri. So we have a verse on the board, and this is the principal verse that Madhavendra Puri recited, chanted, and remembered before his passing. So we'll read this verse. You can repeat after me. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Madhya Lila, chapter 4, entitled Shri Madhavendra Puri's Devotional Service, text 197. Ahi dīna-dayārdra nātha hai mathurā-nātha kadāvalokyase hṛdayam tvad-aloka-kātaraṁ dayita bhrāmyati kim karomy aham in the word for word. I, O my Lord, dīna, on the poor, dayā-ārdra, compassionate, nātha, O Master, Hey, O mathurā-nātha, the Master of Mathura, kadā, when, avalokyase, I shall see you, hṛdayam, my heart, tvad of you, aloka, without seeing, kātaram, very much aggrieved, dayita, O most beloved, bhrāmyati, becomes overwhelmed, kim, what, karomi, shall do, aham, I. It's a beautiful prayer. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki. You can repeat the translation after me some words at a time. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The uncontaminated devotees who strictly depend on the Vedanta philosophy are divided into 4 sampradayas or transcendental parties. Out of the 4 sampradayas, the Sri Madhavacharya Sampradaya was accepted by Madhavendra Puri. Thus he took sannyas according to the parampara, the disciplic succession. Beginning from Madhavacharya down to the spiritual master of Madhavendra Puri, the Acharya named Lakshmipati, there was no realization of devotional service in conjugal love. Sri Madhavendra Puri introduced the conception of conjugal love for the first time in the Madhavacharya Sampradaya, and this conclusion of the Madhavacharya Sampradaya was revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he toured southern India and met the Tattvavadis, who supposedly belonged to the Madhavacharya Sampradaya. When Sri Krishna left Vrindavan and accepted the kingdom of Mathura, Srimati Radharani, out of ecstatic feelings of separation, expressed how Krishna can be loved in separation. Thus, devotional service in separation is central to this verse. Worship in separation is considered by the Gaudiya Madhava Sampradaya to be the topmost level of devotional service. According to this conception, the devotee thinks of himself as very poor and neglected by the Lord. Thus he addresses the Lord as dīna-dayārdra, as did Madhavendra Puri. Such an ecstatic feeling is the highest form of devotional service. Because Krishna had gone to Mathura, Srimati Radharani was very much affected, and she expressed herself thus, quote, "My dear Lord, because of your separation, my mind has become overly agitated. Now tell me, what can I do? I am very poor and you are very merciful. So kindly have compassion upon me and let me know when I shall see you." Unquote. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always expressing the ecstatic emotions of Srimati Radharani that she exhibited when she saw Uddhava at Vrindavan. Similar feelings experienced by Madhavendra Puri are expressed in this verse. Therefore, Vaishnavas in the Gaudiya Madhava Sampradaya say that the ecstatic feelings experienced by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during his appearance came from Sri Madhavendra Puri through Ishvara Puri. All the devotees in the line of the Gaudiya Madhava Sampradaya accept these principles of devotional service. So in order to put this verse in context, there's no purport to the previous verses. So I'm just going to read the translation by Srila Prabhupada, which flows into this verse that we did today on the screen. You can go a little back, text 191. Okay? Text 191. After saying this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu read the famous verse of Madhavendra Puri, which is the verse we recited today. That verse is just like the moon. It has spread illumination all over the world. Text 192. Continuous rubbing increases the aroma of Malaya sandalwood. Similarly, consideration of this verse increases one's understanding of its importance. Text 193. As the Kaustuba money is considered the most precious of valuable stones, this verse is similarly considered the best of poems dealing with the mellows of devotional service. Text 194. Excuse me. Actually, this verse was spoken by Srimati Radharani herself, and by her mercy only was it manifest in the words of Madhavendra Puri. Text 195. Only Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has tasted the poetry of this verse. No fourth man is capable of understanding it. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This indicates that only Srimati Radharani, Madhavendra Puri, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are capable of understanding the purport of this verse. Not even Sri Krishna himself. Interesting. Text 196. Madhavendra Puri recited this verse again and again at the end of his material existence. Thus uttering this verse, he attained the ultimate goal of life. And once again, the verse today. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? Om Ajnana Atimirandasya Ajnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada mentions that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was, and he used the word, quite disgusted with his leading disciples, and he decided to leave early, wind up his manifest presence early. So in November of 1977, probably some days before of November 14th, when Prabhupada left us in his manifest presence, one disciple came into the room because everyone was allowed to come freely now. So Srila Prabhupada was practically invalid and was completely unable to move. What to speak of speaking, barely, in a very soft voice, hardly audible in that sense. So there's one disciple, he's young and I would say a little naive, and approached Srila Prabhupada. And the assistants for Srila Prabhupada, his servants, said, come closer if you want to speak. So he mentioned to Srila Prabhupada that you told us that your Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, was quite disgusted with his leading disciples and decided to leave early. Is it the same true of us now? Very heavy by saying such a thing. Now Srila Prabhupada could hardly speak, practically inaudible when he speaks, but he sort of propped himself a little bit without any assistance, and he said, no. And he mentions something like, you all should never leave me. In fact, I cannot live without your company. And then Srila Prabhupada allowed himself to be more with us, like that. So in a similar way, Sripad Madhavendra Puri was also completely invalid and he was unable to move. But Sripad Ishvara Puri engaged himself completely in the service of Sripad Madhavendra Puri, practically daily cleaning up his stool and urine in that way. And Srila Prabhupada allowed his disciples to do that, bathe him, dress him, feed him, and so forth. So in the book, I'll Build Your Temple, the Jewish story, His Holiness Giriraj Swami recounts his own personal experience in those days also. And at that time he was Giriraj Das Brahmachari. So it was one day before November 13th and November 14th, which is November 13th in the evening. So he was with Srila Prabhupada, and the only other person was Srila Prabhupada's personal servant named Upendra Prabhu with him there. So when Giriraj Das Brahmachari was close to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada motioned. He motioned, like trying to say something, motioned. And Upendra picked it up because he was more used to the movements of Prabhupada's hands or his eyes and so forth. And he mentioned that Prabhupada wants to pass water. So Upendra indicated to Giriraj Das Brahmachari, you should do that. You should help Srila Prabhupada to pass water. So Giriraj Swami, at that time Giriraj das brahmachari, he placed the plastic urinal bottle between Srila Prabhupada's legs, and he parted his legs a little bit, and then he held his private part to like sort of help Prabhupada to pass water. Like that. But nothing came. Although Prabhupada motioned that he wanted that to happen, nothing came. And then he waited and waited and waited, nothing came, and then he looked at Upendra, what should I do? Like that. And Upendra indicated, you can take that plastic urinal bottle away. Like that. So he recalls that although he felt that he was unsuccessful in his attempt to allow Prabhupada to pass water like that, but he said the experience was so incredible that just that simple, few minutes of menial service, touching Srila Prabhupada so intimately, it's like, and spreading his legs and holding his private part and so forth like that. So ultimately, he said that he felt more purified than more than offering hundreds of artis every day and chanting thousands of millions of rounds of japa. Like that. And he considered that Srila Prabhupada personally or mercifully gave that opportunity to serve him in that intimate, personal way, which he experienced by Srila Prabhupada's divine grace. And similarly, there were so many other devotees around there, like Abhiram Prabhu, Upendra Prabhu, His Holiness Bhakti Swami and others. So many had that intimate personal service in the last days. So similarly, Srila Ishvara Puri, he was always chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and also in a sense, not like in an instructive way, but in a sense of a very intimate way because of the relationship. Like always feeling Krishna conscious in the last days of his spiritual master, Sripad Madhavendra Puri. And Prabhupada uses the word that Ishvara Puri also like sort of reminded Madhavendra Puri about the pastimes of Lord Krishna in his last stages of life. And he gave the best service amongst all of his disciples. And another glorious disciple of Sripad Madhavendra Puri is Srila Advaita Acharya himself. Like that. And Srila Prabhupada said that Sripad Madhavendra Puri was so pleased with the service of Srila Ishvara Puri that he humbly said, my dear boy, I can only pray to Krishna that, he will be very pleased with you. And then Srila Prabhupada quoted that famous verse from Shri Gurava Astakam. And Yashya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado Yashya Prasadan Nagati Kutopi. In other words, by the mercy of the spiritual master, one is blessed by the mercy of Krishna. And Prabhupada added, without the mercy of the spiritual master, one cannot make any spiritual advancement. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada also said, and by the example of Ishvara Puri in relation to his service to Madhavendra Puri, one should not worry about being protected. By that such service, automatically a Vaishnava is protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See? In other words, there's a kind of difference in that if you serve, you do not have to worry about being protected. That's automatically a given. It's incidental. It's by the way. You're protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Srila Prabhupada says sometimes the spiritual master, either Diksha or even Shiksha gurus, they may appear to be invalid, but it gives a chance for the disciples to serve in a most intimate way. See? And when Sripad Madhavendra Puri blessed him, my dear boy, may Krishna be pleased with you, he blessed him to become the spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Krishna himself in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's quite amazing. Yeah. Now, about today's verse on the board, it's clear, that only 3 persons can enter into the consciousness of this verse: Sripad Madhavendra Puri, Srimati Radharani, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. And unfortunately for Krishna, he cannot enter into this verse himself. So, prior to Lord Krishna appearing in this particular planet and in this particular universe, he requested various intimate associates of him to precede him in his appearance. So he said, you go first. Personalities like Sachi Mata, Jagannath Mishra, Madhavendra Puri, Ishvara Puri, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, Namacharya Haridas Thakur, and so many others. He said, you go first, and I will come. This is Krishna telling his eternal associates in the identity in Krishna Lila. So, according to Srila Kavi Karnapur, in the Gaur-Gunadas Dipika, Sripad Madhavendra Puri is an incarnation of the root of all kalpa vriksha trees in Krishna Lila, in Braj. So, I'm not sure how to express this or explain it, but I'll try my best, because there's a simplicity to it. And I don't think I'm simple, but one has to be simple to explain it, otherwise it gets a little lost. When we go down to Sevakunj here, I'm sure most of you, all of you have been there. You find this nikunjas, they are bowers. They bow. Practically the branches touch the Brajaduli, the dust of Vrindavan. They're bowers. They form like a kunj. Best word is like a cave, in English, like a kunj, like that. So they bow down. Yeah. So when they bow down, the branches, like that, the inner leaves fall first. And then the flowers fall. And then there's a nice bed of flowers. Like that. So it becomes so tightened in its branches. Now one has to know that Radha Krishna are one supreme soul in 2 forms for the sake of transcendental pleasure. You cannot misunderstand this, because one supreme soul in 2 forms is bewildering enough. And you cannot attribute material experience of a boy and girl, male and female. You cannot attribute it at all. There's verses that I have here in my notes that Krishna has covered, brings forth that understanding. Practically you have to be clean, pure and simple too. Take off all vestiges of material experience between male and female, in that sense, like that. So when Radha Krishna, we don't say Radha and Krishna, like Radha Shama Sundar. Yeah. Whereas in the material world, when there's a so-called female body and male body, we say so and so, getting married or whatever. Boy and girl. We don't say boy, girl. We don't say male, female. We say male and female. So there's an and. Yeah. So it is restrictive. It has a beginning. It has an end. With Radha Krishna, there's no and there. Yeah. So Radha Krishna enters that kunj. And not even sunlight can enter. Not even moving air, vayu, can enter. Not even the rays of the moon can enter such a kunj. See? So therefore, if you get people, even in Braj area, trying to explain to you the intimacy of Radha Krishna, it's completely bogus. Because they are one supreme soul in two forms. They're inseparable. But there's only one witness. Tell me. Nobody can witness in this seva kunj. The kunj is for Radha Krishna, but the seva is for somebody else. That's why it's called seva kunj. Somebody else is serving without interfering with the intimacy of Radha Krishna Leela. Who is that personality? Come on. He's saying Vrindadev. Nice. You're churning. You've been thoughtful. Yes, the bhava itself. That is Sripad Madhavendra Puri. The root of all kalpa victories. And that is why that Sripad Madhavendra Puri in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that has introduced Madhurya Bhav into our disciplic succession. He has introduced Madhurya Bhav. Nobody else besides Sripad Madhavendra Puri. Now, I'm a bit of a researcher, so I was wondering, so who is Ishvara Puri? And I researched and I researched and I researched. I couldn't find it. I'm a little bit of a scholar type also, so I asked other devotee scholars. They said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Like that. But I found the evidence by Srila Prabhupada himself. It's quite amazing. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 9, text 9 and 10, it's very beautifully given by Srila Prabhupada. Actually, Srila Prabhupada has given us everything. I mean, I purposely went outside of Srila Prabhupada book to the reason I realized, no, Srila Prabhupada has given us everything. Yeah. So this beautiful verse goes as follows. Jaya Shri Madhava Puri Krishna Prema Pura Adi Leela 9. You got it? Yeah. It's a beautiful verse. You can repeat after me. Jaya Shri Madhava Puri Krishna Prema Pura Bhakti Kalpa Tarura Tenho Pratama Ankuram. All glories to Sri Madhavendra Puri, the stars of all devotional service unto Krishna. He is a desire tree of devotional service, and it is in him that the seed of devotional service first fruitified. So here's the evidence directly by Krishna, as Kaviraj Goswami quoted by Srila Prabhupada. He is the desire tree, which is in keeping with Srila Kavi Karnapu's evidence that he is the root of all Kalpavriksha trees in Braj. Now, Srila Ishvara Puri, carefully understood the mellow of conjugal love for Lord Krishna by the mercy of Sripad Madhavendra Puri, and was able to distribute that to others. This is what Kavi Karnapur says in the Gaur-Gunadash Dipika. And I was looking for the evidence by Srila Prabhupada, and I found it. And this is the next verse, text 11. You can repeat it. Beautiful verse of the, you could say, what is the intimacy of Ishvara Puri in Krishna Leela, where Krishna told him to come, preceding him. We can read the verse after me. Shri Ishvara Puri Rupe Ankura Pustahaila Apane Chaitanya Mali Skand. Form from which the desired tree gives fruits and flowers and leaves and so forth. So in a sense, it's like a sort of expansion of Sripad Madhavendra Puri on the same Kalpavriksha tree, which is Ishvara Puri. Now you can imagine that Krishna is telling all these personalities, he's telling the Kalpavriksha tree, you go before me. And he's telling the fruitified form of the Kalpavriksha, which is Ishvara Puri, you also go before me on the same tree. It's bewildering. But that's the simplest way to explain this. And the more it's bewildering, the more we can meditate on it and try to figure it out. And that's the amazing part. And eventually realize you can never figure it out. But still you try. Like the other day, His Grace Sankarshan Prabhu was saying, Prabhupada told him, or maybe personally, that there should not be any gap for Maya. So the more bewildering this is, there will be no gap for Maya. Let it bewilder us. It's quite a nice consciousness to become bewildered by this. Yeah. All right. I usually like to end in time. Following the German people, they organized them. You said that in your class previously when I heard it. Yeah. So we have some minutes, and then I'll conclude with one more thing in the end, but we'll take some comments or questions now. He always likes to take the microphone first, fulfill his desire. Kalpavriksha tree.
Especially in the early days, it seemed like devotees were so eager to hear anything that Prabhupada would say, They would wait outside his door, and devotees would crowd around and say, what did he say, just for inspirational purposes. So how muster up that intensity of desire to please the great souls, mainly through Prabhupada, and because somehow we can read his books and hear the lectures and be in the temple, but it seemed there was a special kind of urgency and a feeling of excitement that was properly there when Prabhupada was there, to hear something, anything, and they would be totally inspired.
Can His Holiness Bhakti Vaibhav Swami Maharaj can help us with this one.
What did you... I'm just saying that excitement, that intensity of wanting to hear something from Prabhupada, although we have full facility now, but how do we awaken that excitement again so that we can be eager to hear?
He asked a question to you, Maharaj.
Yeah, but I'm humbly begging you to.
I would just like to add that in Germany in the early days, we didn't have any books in English. Only one Bhagavad Gita. So the smaller edition.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise we had no books, nothing. And most of us, we didn't speak much English. So we couldn't...
You're doing pretty well.
Well, now, after 50 years, I learned some English. And I remember Srila Prabhupada sometimes wrote a letter to the German devotees. And this was so exciting. You know, Prabhupada's letter arrived, all the German devotees gathered around, you know, around the translator, and then he translated Prabhupada's letter into German. It was such an event. It was unbelievable. Yes. Then, of course, later on, you know, we picked up more and more English, and we could begin to study Prabhupada's books in English. Then, of course, they were translated also then later into German language. But this point, you know, to this intensity, intense desire to hear Srila Prabhupada's, you know, words, it was really intense in the early days. And I think it's a very, very important question. And, you know, we are waiting for your answer.
I was traveling with His Holiness Brihad Swami. You don't mind, I quote him a lot. It's just me for now. Yeah. So we were in Pune, and he was giving a talk, and one of the leading devotees asked him a question, like that. And he said that we see that people are focused more on Ramayana and Mahabharata, but not focused on Prabhupada's books and so forth. So eventually one of the other leading devotees asked His Holiness Brihad Swami, how many % we should hear from Srila Prabhupada? How many % we should read Prabhupada's books and so forth? He said minimum 70%. And he said the other 30% should be your spiritual master, your shiksha gurus and other devotees, whether it's kirtans, bhajans. He said minimum 70%. And he said that the 3 chapters on the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is sufficient Ramayana for us. And I spoke a little bit like that on the disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada last year. It's on the video. Yeah. And I took it upon myself as a mission some 12 years ago to profusely distribute Srila Prabhupada Vani. Now we at 128 GB USB. That's a maximum. The archives don't have any more. 4,000 lectures, bhajans, kirtans, everything, morning wars, conversations. I have it. I'm the principal promoter and distributor of that. And I just did another thing, Prabhupada Vapu, all of Prabhupada's videos, 70 plus hours, now 70 videos, 58 plus hours. Right now I finalized the production. I'm involved with the production. And we have all the original materials from Nishingananda Prabhu, from ITV, from Yadubar Prabhu and Vishaka Mataji. We have it all with us now. So we are producing that. I'm doing the first 1,500 videos in the next 2 weeks. Just to get people off the social media and internet that is so contaminating. Like that. Now, one person already pre-ordered 500 of these videos for me. He's from Nairobi, Kenya. And he wants to distribute it freely, profusely to the African people because they like to see video. Prabhupada's Vapu. So this is my humble sort of service in that regard. He wants to say. On Prabhupada's disappearance day, I made it a point to say to everyone that to date, since the last 12 years, I personally distributed 120,000 of Prabhupada audio. We started from 16 gig to 32 to 64. Now we have the ultimate, 128. Okay, we sort of a lot of funding went into it, and I collected some of the funds and to make it better, background sound out, more of the Prabhupada audio, vocals are better. You won't get it on the internet or YouTube. Yes.
Back to the early days, we wrote one letter to Srila Prabhupada that Srila Prabhupada, we always go to one particular place in Germany on hṛdayam, the red light district in Hamburg, because we thought we have to spread the holy name to the most fallen. And so that red light district was pretty degraded, and we were always attacked by some drunkards. Mm-hmm. And so we asked Srila Prabhupada, what shall we do? So we were waiting for a long time to receive the answer, a letter from Srila Prabhupada. Mm-hmm. Finally it arrived. So we were all really excited. What will be Srila Prabhupada's answer? So Prabhupada, he in the beginning sort of glorified, the attempt to go on hṛdayam and under these conditions. And then Srila Prabhupada, he answered our question, regarding your question. Then he said, just go to another place.
Fairly simple. Let's give the Vaishnavis, Matajis, some hand was up in the back somewhere. Okay, send the microphone to the back. In the meantime, we can chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
There was a hand, yes. What's your name again? I know you, but what's your name again?
Vrajalakshmi.
Vrajalakshmi. Oh, you're one of the main book distributors under the Tamal tree.
Yes, I do also co-protection and land protection.
Yes, she distributes a lot of books. Like steadily over the years I've seen her here, right under this Tamal tree.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your comment or question?
It's a little comment because it's that I feel that my test increase when I practice the life like the test for love. Love other, it's difficult because we don't have this love. But when we serve Krishna, instruction, Srila Prabhupada instruction, we feel the test increase, the vitality, the vigor. We feel that we have more energy for protect also our places, like to clean the house or the room, to clean the temple, to keep clean also the street, or to take care of the bulls, the cows in the streets, because the other people who are not devotee, or I try to be devotee, but they don't know the law of God, so they cut the trees, they pollute the water. This is a desert around. Only the weeds and mustard seeds grow because they put chemical product from demoniac mentality. But us, by our example, we give to the Vrajavasi the test for chanting, for reading, and for feel in community. We are a big community, Krishna conscious, so we want to apply simple life, high thinking, and we want to give to the future generation a chance to have food, to have spiritual knowledge, and to have a place, an environment self-sufficient.
All right, thank you. So she is expressing that we have to give Prabhupada's mercy to everyone. And in keeping with what she is saying, we hear these nice announcements in the morning. So many Brijvasis chanted japa, so many books were distributed, so many leaf cups of prasad has been distributed. So it's a very vibrant temple here that you're reaching out to the people. Thank you very much. There was a hand in the front here. Should we take this? Okay. Pass the microphone to the front. Take it from her.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes, Rupanuga Bhakta Prabhu.
Thank you Maharaj for a wonderful class. I really appreciate. My question is, you developed the mood of distribution.
Can you hold it closer?
Distribution of Prabhupada Vani and Vapu, and admire your efforts and teachings.
It's my life's mission. Nothing more than that.
Yeah.
Until my last breath.
Aye. My question is a bit technical.
Because I don't want Prabhupada's position to become eclipsed. It's becoming fastly eclipsed. And some people unknowingly don't know that they're eclipsing Prabhupada's position and his association. I'm a little bold when I speak like that, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, Maharaj. So Maharaj, my question was simple. In this purport, Prabhupada mentioned about Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and he mentioned about the Madhavendra Puri also. So when we mention Madhava, Brahma Madhava, so does we mention to Madhavendra Puri or Madhvacharya?
That's Madhavacharya.
That Madhvacharya.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just conclude with something, because I'm a little hungry also for breakfast. Let me see, where was I? Okay, I'm with you. Yeah. So again, from the book, I'll Build You a Temple, by His Holiness Kirat Swami. And he says there on page 641, the instructions of the Acharya are always accompanied by his mercy, his helping hand. In May 1977, when Srila Prabhupada was thinking of leaving us, he commented, Prabhupada's words, quote, "The trouble is, you are all like children. When we asked, quote, if the father leaves the children, is that very good? Telling Prabhupada, if you leave us, is that very good? He replied, quote, Prabhupada's words, the children will be provided for, unquote. And now we are experiencing how He is arranging for our care and maintenance, though He is invisible to our eyes. And then Prabhupada says, I may be going, He had told us, but Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur are there. I have asked them to kindly take care of all of you, my transcendental children. The grandfather always takes care of the children much better than the Father, so do not fear. This is from Srila Prabhupada directly. So, following this, I feel more fortunate than the direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada, because he's my grandfather. Because Srila Prabhupada says here that the grandfather always takes care of the children much better than the father, so do not fear. However, in the same consciousness, on the anniversary disappearance of Sripad Madhavendra Puri, Srila Prabhupada can indicate on this particular day that Sripad Madhavendra Puri will also take care of us. Just like he said, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur will take care of us. So my humble prayer to the direct daughters and sons of our beloved His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada, you can please ask Srila Prabhupada to take care of us, his grandchildren. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vranda ki, Nitai Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.